They're the same picture.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. So, how many Joe Bidens are there? Honest question. Is this guy, the guy with the like zoinked out eyeballs and the black pupils and the unblinking, like weird Krispy Kreme looking expression here, is this the same guy as that guy? You know, like are these the same guys?
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. Bringing down
always makes you laugh.
Is a big part of the job. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy.
The voice is different. The look is different. The eyes are different. The unblinking expression is different. Does this mean they have like Joe Biden's charging on Roomba stations behind the curtain, right? And they send number 4 out, and then when he needs a recharge, they send number 7 out. Like, what is that? What that means? Well, I don't know. I've never seen Joe Biden's charging port, nor do I want to. What I do know, based on empirical fact and based on interviews that we've done on this show, is that Joe Biden's on something, obviously. How obvious is it? Well, Joe Biden's #1 protection racket, which is the corporate press, well, they think Joe Biden's on something. Check this out. Here's a clip from CBS News, guessing whether the Joe Biden drugged up clip is AI or not.
I'm going to ask you about.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act.
So what did you think of this one?
He didn't blink.
Not at all, right?
So that suggests it's fake.
This one's actually real.
How's that?
And yes, he didn't blink for the whole 17-second clip. And when this actually surfaced about a year ago, there were conspiracy theories and people thinking that this had to have been a deep fake. The reason that we can tell that this one is not a deep fake, we really need to rely on the source. First of all, coming out a full White House video, giving a speech, and these were remarks that were delivered virtually. We're not only at risk of seeing things that are false and thinking that they're true, but actually seeing things that are true and thinking that they're false.
This is what's incredible about this clip, and this clip is so remarkable. How did they even air this? Is that the CNN anchoress there, somebody named Margaret Brennan, who's very popular and very promoted by the corporate press, that she says, no, this is AI. And then whatever a little like goofball Xanaxed up flack that they have there to explain it to her says, actually, this is a conspiracy theory. Like what you just said is a conspiracy theory. Well, the corporate media reporter just said so. She just said, no, this looks fake. And the little flack's like, actually, this was a conspiracy theory that were created around this. Well, you just said the conspiracy theory. Like upon you first seeing the clip, you believed what all the rest of us believed, which is something's off with Joe Biden in this clip. It is really amazing. The gaslighting in real time, baby. And that's why the president's doctor, a doctor who is now a member of Congress named Rep. Ronnie Jackson, and what I mean by the president's doctor is the doctor for multiple presidents, including Barack Obama and Donald Trump, Ronnie Jackson, who is now a member of Congress from Texas, said the Biden team is experimenting with dosing at Camp David to treat the president's cognition. So Joe Biden has done something shocking. He has retreated for a week, a full week, to his private camp, far away from the cameras, so that he can get some type of, who knows, cocktail of something. And now they're like trying to fine tune that cocktail so that Joe Biden can function and can operate. Now, of course, we've all seen the clips of Joe Biden and how Joe Biden doesn't have the capacity to even walk on stage. This is from Joe Biden's big fancy fundraiser a couple of weeks ago, where Joe Biden, he couldn't be trusted to like get on the stage. Fundraiser just a week ago, Barack Obama had to hold Joe Biden's hand as they walked off stage. Joe Biden does indeed walk like a robot. He doesn't move like a human being. Joe Biden now is being forced to walk with people flanking him. And this is a strategy from the White House that has been well reported on. So now people walk in order to Look at somebody. The Joe Biden's walker almost tripped. What a nightmare. What an absolute just cluster. Former White House physician Ronnie Jackson. I'll be sending a letter demanding that Joe Biden submit to a drug test before the debate. How is this even remotely controversial?
Sent 5 letters previously asking for President Biden to submit to a cognitive test, very similar to the one that President Trump got while he was president. And all 5 of those letters have gone completely ignored. So tomorrow I'm sending a letter to President Biden, to his physician, Dr. O'Connor, and I'm CCing his entire cabinet. And it's embarrassing that I have to do this, and it's really embarrassing as a former White House physician to have to do something like this, but we don't have any choice based on what's going on. But I'm going to be demanding on behalf of many millions of concerned Americans right now that he submit to a drug test before and after this debate, specifically looking for performance-enhancing drugs, because we've seen recently in his State of the Union address that there was a Joe Biden that came out that was not similar at all to what we see on a day-to-day basis for the last 3.5 years. And there's just really no way to explain that other than he was on something, that they'd given him medications. I feel like this is probably what's going on over this week at Camp David. You know, he's going to be at Camp David for a full week before the debate. Part of that is probably experimenting with, just getting the doses just right, because, they have to treat his cognition. They have to give him something to help him think straighter. They have to give him something to wake him up, for his alertness. And then, he's been agitated. We see that all the time, and that's a common symptom or sign of this cognitive disorder that he seems to be suffering from. And so they're probably going to give him something to take the edge off that as well.
Another thing that is a sign of late onset dementia is a lack of fluidity in your gait. This comes from the breakdown in the myelinization of your nervous system. And so when you see Joe Biden walking like this, what you're actually watching, while it's kind of funny, is Joe Biden's nervous breakdown, literal nervous breakdown. Like being able to move in a fluid manner is a component and an accelerant to a healthy nervous system. But walking like you are a robot, walking with stiffness in your gait, means that you are in steep decline, sir, which is what Ronnie Jackson says. Drug test Biden. If President Biden has to be medicated to make it through the debate, the voters deserve to know. They have no business being president. We need transparency. And Ronnie Jackson is pretty convinced that he's doing drugs, that Joe Biden is doing drugs. And they are finding a lot of little baggies of cocaine all over the White House, which is, Donald Trump's best line from his Philadelphia rally.
I will refer to him as Sleepy Joe, because right now, as you know, it's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't. He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong, so a little before debate time he gets a shot in the ass, and they want to strengthen him up. So he comes out, he'll come out, I say he'll come out all jacked up, right? All jacked up. Now, will anybody be watching the debate on Thursday night? I'm shocked. No, I'm shocked. But they've taken so much fun out of it. There's no audience. They actually wanted us to sit down. I said, look, I really want to do this thing.
They did want to sit down. The reports out of Joe Biden's little drug-addled retreat right now in Camp David is that he's practicing standing up for 90 minutes. This is the big thing. The big lift is to get Joe Biden to stand up. They wanted to sit down. And my advice was just let Joe Biden sit. Donald Trump should have absolutely waived that. Said, I'm going to stand, but Joe Biden's going to sit. And then let that be the visual, right, of Joe Biden and Donald Trump standing up. Joe Biden sitting comatose. And Joe Biden he can't even sit for too long of a time. Joe Biden, Donald Trump saying he needs a shot in the ass. We do have this footage.
And the ones that didn't vote for your bill.
Joe Biden, mid-question on MSNBC, literally getting up out of his chair, barely able to get up out of his chair, running away with his microphone in the middle of an interview, middle of a live interview. The camera even pans back because they don't know what the hell's going on. This is how hard it is for Joe Biden to get through like a simple 10-minute interview on MSNBC. He can't even stand it. He gets up and has to run off set. Look at him run. I mean, for Joe Biden, this is like a sprint. That happened mid-question in the interview. So what do we do for Thursday night? I don't know. But it's gonna be a wild time, man. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Of course, we'll be watching. And hopefully the drug test happens. Come on. Crazier things have happened. Let's do the drug test. Do the drug test. Say no to drugs. Although, if you know anything about Joe Biden's parenting, that's certainly wasn't a rule in that household. But it is a rule on this show. Okay? So like, share, and subscribe for clean living.